How do you take a story about a political uprising that ends in your hero being stabbed on the courthouse steps and turn it into a beautiful ballet? Let's find out on this episode of Artist Reality.
My name's Gordon Pierce Schmidt. I'm a choreographer, director, producer. I've been in the business, almost 50 years now. As a dancer, of course. I started, I was about 19 years old when I first started dancing.
Can you walk us through the creative process when choreographing this piece?
So there was a protest. There was a person on the steps of this house, and he was advocating for higher learning. The Czechs wanted the language in Czech, and the Germans wanted it in German, and so there was angst between the two. The protest evidently got amplified, and he was bayoneted by the police and killed. Janacek was disturbed, to say the least, and he wrote this piece within 6 days, I think. The piece evokes all kinds of emotions. I tell the dancers, we're actually working with all the stages of grief, as he was with the piece of music. So I'm really focusing on the emotional value of it, but as I'm telling Maggie and the dancers, it's hard for me to divorce myself from what happened, what was the incident that made him want to write this piece of music. I can't divorce myself from that and what we see on the street today.
That's a tricky one too with live music, right? I mean, because it's not like a recording, it's going to be exactly the same every time.
Right, and this piece allows for a lot of rubato, so that's very interpretive for the artist playing it, okay? When I heard, he actually has a video of himself playing it in competition, the pianist that we're working with, and it is different. It's not drastically different, I'm not concerned, but there are some things that I'm going to talk to him about, but he seems to be willing to endeavor to try, as we say.
It's malleable.
Yeah.
How do you balance storytelling, music, and dance all in one piece like this?
As I said, musically, most choreographers, in my experience at least, are inspired by the music. If they have a story, then they have to find the music. If they're so, I really want to do this story, I mean, if it's Cinderella, you got the music, Prokofiev wrote it, okay, we're done. But if you come up with your own libretto, then you have to find something or have somebody write it, okay? As I said, this piece, to me, is not a piece that lends itself to narrative necessarily. It's an emotional thing, but it's all over the place, The first movement translates to foreboding, that feeling of foreboding. The second movement in Russian is Schmidt, death. So that's going to leave them rolling in the aisles, yeah.
It's a feel-good piece, huh?
Yeah.
One of my favorites too is this question, because I think choreography, you said you're a behind-the-scenes guy. What you do happens without people ever seeing it. What do people misunderstand about what your job is?
I think the preparation time, even this piece is 12 minutes long. I learned about it almost a year ago. I probably think about it, for that year, just every day, It took me a while. I like to learn the score. I read music. I like to learn the score so that I can visualize the score in my head, the written score, and play it in my head. So when I'm choreographing steps, I'm not necessarily counting it. The dancers are always surprised that the accents, everything works, but it's not a surprise to me because I'm playing it in my head as I'm teaching them the steps, or offering the steps to them. But I don't think that people understand. They think that the dancers make up the steps sometimes, I get that a lot, I'm not hurt by that. It's just, okay, whatever, but no, they didn't, Everything is planned out, and I don't think that people get that. But there's a lot more that goes into the production. For instance, I'm really I really want to get going on a light design because it's going to play a huge part in how, you know, the dramatics of the whole thing come out, the drama of it all. And it's a very important part. So I'm anxious to meet the designer. I've not met her yet, you know, and I understand that we don't have a whole lot of time in tech to do anything fancy. So I have to be very clear with the designer what I want, you know. I actually brought some muslin scrims with me from another ballet that I did that I felt would work as a metaphor for the marble steps that this took place, you know. Yeah, so I mean, anything I can do to add to the emotional value of it, to add to the story without actually telling a story, you know, I'm going to do that. No, I don't think people get that, you know. Yeah.
No, I often think what you do is overlooked, and so it's like I like to try to ask that question. Another one, for people who don't understand dance, why do you think dance is an important art form?
Well, it's a universal language. When you have a group of dancers such as this, and they're all working towards the same goal, they know the story, they internalize the emotional value of it. I ask them not to be melodramatic in a piece like this. The music does that for us, okay? But the more they can the more the audience can relate as someone on stage, the more universal aha they get when they see the piece. And that's what I feel, that's what I'm striving for. I want that aha moment from an audience. And you know, you don't need words. You don't need words to describe it, you know. You see it right there. You see it. You can see it in the turn of a head, you know, or the lift of an arm, you know, at the right moment, at the right time. So that's why I have always loved it. It says a lot without actually having to find the words for it, you know.
That was a beautiful answer.
You know, one thing I'd like to add is, one thing my brother told me once. He said, the artist takes the audience on this journey, the path unknown. The applause is the audience coming back to our reality. And that's what that's all about. So,
well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.